Hello everyone, QC Runner for QC Runner Games, and I am back today with another episode of Hustle Castle. As you can see, we still have the donkey sitting outside of our castle. We got one more day left, and if you remember from the last video I mentioned a little sneak that came out on Facebook about the next event coming out in Hustle Castle, and shortly after I did that video, more information came out. Transarm did a video. He seems to get information earlier than everybody else, posted some of the information that's going to be coming out, some of the items, specifically, reinforcing what we talked about in the last event. So I'm going to go ahead and cover that up today in this video. So this will be my typical preview video that I do, where I talk about some things that came out of the APK breakdowns, where people can go in, they take the actual software that you put on the Android device, take it apart, and see what's different between release to release, and information related to the event coming out is part of that. So that is how this information gets out early, and I am going to go ahead and cover that. So if this is something that you're not interested in, if you don't want to hear about what's coming up soon in the game, quote unquote soon in the game, then you might want to tune off and not watch this one. But it'll be my typical one, but my images are going to be a little bit better because I went ahead and copied those from San's video, and I linked that down below in the description. So if you want to see how and what he posted, check out that link. He's always got good insight to a lot of great material in the game, and breaks things down much more technically than I do. So check out that link if you want to check out his video. So what we have is, I'm not going to cover anything else other than this preview here, and it's going to be a fairly short one. So we talked about being a card event, and what that means is, if we go here, this under construction area, for those of you that haven't been part of a card event or a rune event, this opens up and you get 3 different paths where you get to go through and fight 3 different types of enemies on your way to get into the last enemy. And when you do that, you collect chests, and then in those chests you get food, and you can get cards, and you can get a bunch of stuff. So and as with a lot of the events, you have to pay money, of course, to get the chance to get a better chance to get stuff. So this is usually, for me, my favorite type of event, because you get to just play the game. You get to just do all aspects of the game, and you collect cards, and then the more cards you collect, the more collections you complete. The more collections you complete, the more chances you get to get runes. And if you jumped up from one level to another level, and one throne room to another, all the runes will be available. So if you missed it, if you were on TR 10 right now and you were 9 before, obviously you get a chance to get everything. So we're, I believe, 15 runes in already, and this will be your chance to get the 15 that you missed, plus the new ones. So if I go ahead and click on Maddie here, it's taking a while to load. So we got 1 and 2. She's got 4 of them ready, and then we have here. So yeah, so there's 3 for tank, 3 for mages, and 3 for archers. Or not 3, sorry, 5 for each of those. So it'd be 15. So we got a new one coming out, and it sounds like it's going to be some kind of a variant on the weapon runes here. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to take a look at it. So I don't know what that means, if you can have 1, or if you can start putting 2 of them on there. I don't know the specifics or what it's going to be. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. So let's go ahead and show you what we got. And like I said, I took these images from San's video. So if you've seen that, then this is going to look fairly familiar to you. All right, so there we go on the screen. Can't really point to what's going on here, so let me move my head. You can see his little logo there in the corner. So what we have a Rune of Confusion. This is going to be Rune of Confusion. Oh, I actually read this wrong the first time I did this. So we got it. You can put it on a warrior or a mage or an archer. Okay, so let's just read for the warrior. So when the battle starts, the warrior sacrifices some part of their health, and they summons 3 monsters which cannot be killed. Each of these monsters do damage. Before it ends, each monster heals the wearer, and if the wearer is dead, it resurrects. That's a nice heal res on on your tank up front. That's big. Tongue's not working today. That'll be a good one. If we put this one on mage, we get once in a while inflicts magical damage enemies with the least current health and stuns them. Okay, not super exciting. And for an archer, we're dealing critical damage, shoots an arrow at the closest enemy and the farthest one. The arrow deals weapon damage to those enemies and poisons them. That sounds really good. This sounds really good for the rapid fire crossbow. So this would be where I would be wanting this one to go, I think. But like I said, does that mean I can have 2 of them on, or does she only get 1, and then I'll have to put the other rune on somebody else? That'll be interesting. So that's the Rune of Confusion that's coming out, and then we have the Rune of Change. Yeah, so this is different. All the other rune events, all the runes we have so far, you basically get you know, one for a warrior for the weapon, one for the mage for the weapon, one for the archer for the weapon, so, or each specific item. So this is going to be coming out slightly different. This is kind of how the rings worked and the amulets. All right, so the Rune of Change. Once the wearer has taken damage, heals allies with the least current health. Triggers once per certain amount of time. Okay. For the mage, once every tosses a coin to a random enemy on the battlefield, if the coin is called by an ally, either all the damage that ally does is enhanced. That's nice, but again, it's random, which isn't fantastic. For each live enemy, or all damage that ally takes is reduced. Or, that's interesting, I wonder how that's decided. So either they do more damage or they take less damage per live enemy. And if the coin is called by an enemy, he or she is stunned for a certain amount of time, okay? And for archers, ally with the least current health blesses them. Each shot fired by the wearer restores their health in those allies equal to the damaged shot. Again, these kinds of things are good, but with the least current health for each shot fired. So your archer is going to start healing other people. That's interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these play out. They're kind of like the ring amulet, or ring runes or amulet runes, where it's adding extra abilities but not massively OP abilities. So these will be interesting how they get used, which obviously I need to go back and revisit on all mine because I don't think I have very many of them optimized at the moment. All right, and then we also have the Rune of Spite. So for the warrior, once in a while it curses the target for some amount of time. The cursed enemy takes more damage. If that enemy is killed, the wearer heals themselves by max health and receives a shield for a certain amount of their health. Okay, for the mage, once in a while opens a portal and pulls a random enemy into it. After teleportation, after a certain amount of time, throws that enemy next to a random ally of theirs and deals magic damage to both. The enemy thrown out of the portal has their movement speed greatly increased. The enemy thrown out of the portal has their movement speed greatly increased. That seems bad. So there's good stuff there, but the enemy moves quicker. I wonder if that's a typo. Because usually decrease, so you can take more advantage of it. Okay. Maybe that's the way it is, and that'll make it a little bit more fair for the people that get transported. All right, and for an archer, once in a while, ties the target to a random enemy with a magical bond. Hey, we've seen this before. For some amount of time. Excuse me. Move my head out of the way here. Sorry, wrong way. Of the damage taken by one of those enemies is dealt to the other one. Okay. So rather than for a necromancer to tie, I think 3 people together, this one is 1, which I never got my necromancer going. So that would be interesting. As always, archers are my favorite. I know a lot of people don't use them a lot, but those are my favorite. And of course, I like all of the runes on the archer. All right, here we go. We got a brand new artifact coming into the game as well, called Ghostly Aids, and triggers once in a while, which we always like as a good trigger. Catch me if you can. Once in a while, the artifact wearer disappears from the battlefield for a time, leaving 3 ghostly replicas behind in their place. The replicas deal damage of the wearer's weapon damage. After the replicas vanish, the artifact wearer reappears. So this will be interesting. Going back to my archer again, my rapid fire crossbow archer does tons of damage. If she disappears, do these 3 ghostly replicas do even a fair amount of damage? Obviously, she'll live longer, but she's not going to be dealing as much damage. So are these people coming out doing as much damage? That's going to be the question. And usually on these events, all you have to do is collect 100 collections, open 100 collections, and once you open 100 collections, you get the legendary artifact, or whatever level you're on. You get the specific artifact mentioned here. So this one should be fairly easy to get for everybody. It'll be interesting to see how that works. And if it's runed up, looks like everything is pretty much the same, except for when the artifact wearer appears, replica the artifact wearer reappears where one of the replicas was and deals damage in the area around rather than to the nearest enemy. So you rune them out, they're going to deal splash damage, I guess. Yeah, that could be interesting. We'll see how that goes. And always when we get Rune of Change, we get a bunch of different skins too. So here's the collection of all the different skins coming out. So we got 3 different weapons, I guess. The one in the middle, I guess, would be for the mage. A turtle shell. It's going to be firing out a turtle shell. Maybe that's the coin, because Super Mario Brothers has the turtle shell, which is the coin. So I guess that's firing the coin. We got the bow, which looks pretty cool. I like that one for sure. Yeah, so we got Super Mario Brothers there in the middle. I don't I don't know these games well enough to know what the other games are supposed to be, so I'm sure you guys do, so maybe you can put some comments down. So obviously Super Mario Bros. In the middle. I'm not sure what the right and the left are. The left looks familiar. I should know what that one is, but I don't. And then what do we got in the bottom? Those look familiar too. I think I played that game, but I don't remember what it was. Let me know if you guys know what that is. So yeah, that's what's coming. And that's all the information I have. So this is, you know, fairly similar to what I usually do, but San, oops, let's go ahead and turn that back on. San did a pretty good job of organizing everything and make it look nice like he always does in his videos. So, and that's what's coming. My speculation was middle of the week next week. Rune events, card events are usually 10 days long. So quite often they go, let's see, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Wednesday or Thursday, I guess, which would take you through the weekend twice. So you get 2 different portals on there because you can collect cards by running on the portals. I'm going to go ahead and collect these while I'm talking so I can make sure my guys don't get too unhappy. And that gives you 2 different full runs. But the interesting thing that happened is I got the iOS update today, and the iOS update is the last thing that needs to happen because Android always comes up first, which is how these APK breakdowns happen. And iOS usually comes out quite a bit later, which it did. And if it comes out on the weekend, quite often, you know, the event starts earlier, so that almost makes it seem like it'd be a Monday event. And that doesn't really make sense because there's only one weekend for the portal, unless it's going to make it like a 12-day event, which none of the card events have been that way. So I'm still leaning towards, you know, the middle of the week, Wednesday, Thursday maybe, but the fact that the iOS update came out is very, very interesting, I would say. So anyway, what do we do here? I don't know what I did. Oh, man. I don't know, I'm breaking everything here. Oh my goodness. All right, well, I think that wasn't too bad, except for I lost somebody who was training, which is quite inconvenient. Oh, they're already fully trained maybe? Oh my goodness, I got everything messed up here. Sorry, I was going to try to make this nice and short, and I got some problems going on here. All right, I'll fix that after the video. So anyway, so we got the event coming in. Like I said, these are always fun, exciting events, and I will be back soon covering this one for sure. It'll probably be about the time when the next giveaway starts as well. So I'll be covering the start of the event and the giveaway more than likely in the next video. So thank you to everybody for tuning in. Good luck with this event. Hopefully those of you who have been waiting for this one patiently or impatiently, even though it is another event coming soon, there's so many events that have been coming back and forth so quickly with a little bit of downtime. The good thing is, at least for me, is it's a Rune event, which I do love. So I am actually looking forward to it. So till the next time, this has been QC Runner for QC Runner Games, and I will talk to you later. See ya.